Missed you, producer Dids. Missed you, Dan.
We were fine without you, actually.
What?
Go the Raiders.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws. We have a sponsor.
Stay tuned, legit.
Yeah, we got one. Mm-hmm. There's 100 more coming. It's good to be back.
Welcome back, mate. I did genuinely miss you. I made a bit of fun before, but It's been a fun 2 weeks, but not the same.
No, not the same. And look, so much has happened since I've been away.
Oh boy, has it.
I know, and you covered it very well.
Bless you, sir.
You know, very well. But let's start. David Fifita.
Well,
do you think he regrets not signing with Penrith or the Roosters?
I 100% think he does that. All the cries I've heard is that Des doesn't want him. Des never wanted him. Why did he convince him to backflip 12 months ago? That's what I do not understand. Now, I am very anti-Des Hasler. I don't think he's a good coach anymore. And I think he's responsible for a lot of this. Because I think David Fifita is pretty handy football and should start for them over, say, Khalees Haas. Early in the year, we saw Fifita brought back from an injury, got told, he won't play in the trials. Played in the trials, came back via the bench. Okay, yeah, fair enough, 100%. Stayed on the bench. You're like, come on, Fifita's back, let's get him. Get nothing from Haas. Starts him, best player in the game. Back to the bench next week, and then all this happens. I think this is all on his.
So the story going around online is that he actually said to Des Hasler, I don't like playing on the right. I want to play on the left, and that's where Beau Fermor's playing. And apparently Hasler has been told that Beau Fermor is being looked at for Origin in that left-hand spot.
That's fair.
So they're not going to move Fermor.
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
And so David Fifita was like, well, it's me or Beau Fermor. And Des Hasler's gone, well, see ya.
Well, if that's true, I can't blame him.
I can't begrudge him, no, but Fifita probably just look at the other side of the field and go, well, I'll just run that side then.
Yeah, I don't get why that must be an ego thing.
Yeah.
I know he's re-signed for big money, very publicly. Beau Fermor probably should have started on the right, to be honest, because you play your best player where he is. But he's earned the right to stay there. He's been exceptional, and he may play Origin. But at what stage do you look at a team that is terrible and say, we have David Fifita or Khalees Haas. I'm not going to go the bloke that we just re-signed for several $1 million who has broken games and single-handedly won and was our best player in the game where he did start, but Khalees Haas. I think it's Des Hasler's mistake, mate.
I think the mistake happened last year, and David Fifita should have left the Titans.
Yeah, he should be a Rooster.
And then Tino should have left, and then Jaden Campbell should have left, and AJ Brimson should have stayed because he's no good at football.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to let that slide under.
Now, Dominic Young is another one who has been told that he can leave the Roosters.
Breaking news. This was never a good marriage, mate.
No, and this was, again, at the time, it was... He wants to be close to the beach. Newcastle got loads of beaches.
They do.
He wanted to be close to the city. Newcastle's a city.
Yep.
Just turn around and say that you went for money.
Yep.
Can someone just once turn around and sign a contract and go, I'm rich?
Ching, ching, ding, 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 yeah.
Yeah, like Dylan Brown said, I did it for rugby league reasons. Yeah, 1.3 million reasons, Dylan. Just turn around and say I did it for cash.
And he wanted to go to a team that he thought could win a title. Let's call us.
And look, they were top 4 last year, but the bleed out of players, and then you've got the rugby guy, Marky Mark. I'm not going to try and butcher his name on here. He doesn't deserve it. No. If he was playing terribly...
He deserves better than
I'd call him whatever he wants. Billy Smith has come back pretty good. Rob Toa.
Freak.
Yeah, he's good. Daniel Tupou. He's still getting around.
25 again, yeah.
And obviously Tedesco is playing out of his boots at the moment. There's no room for Dom Young.
He's on a fair chunk of change, and he's not playing like it. When they signed him, he and Greg Marge were arguably the 2 best wingers in the game, right? On form.
They killed it that season.
They went, the next season, Margie went, and Dom Young went, They need each other, which is why I'm going to immediately link them straight back to Newcastle. The problem is the Roosters have found themselves in a position where to get rid of him, they're going to have to pay a fair amount. At what point do you say, it's just half, go to Newcastle?
You just buy him out.
Yeah.
Do you want James Schiller?
No, but do you want to pay Dom Young $800K to play for whatever their reserve?
I don't think it's quite $800K, but
it's a lot of money. $600K or whatever it is.
Just pay him out. Just buy his contract out, release him. They've told him he can go wherever he wants. Pay whatever you've got to pay. If you've got to pay half the remainder of his contract for him to go and play at Newcastle, so be it.
Well, you know what scares me?
I think Souths.
Well, Souths are a very, very good shout because their outside backs are deplorable. I know they're all injured, but that doesn't matter. Melbourne.
No.
Well, you've seen their backs aren't as good as we thought. You know, Grant Anderson, they're missing. Is it Anderson that's going to Brisbane?
Yeah, well, it hasn't been confirmed.
Gotcha.
Will Warbrick injured?
Yeah, well. he was. He
I
didn't
like
kick on
Warbrick.
Look, Nick Meaney and Xavier Coates are freaks. But apart from that, I think if Dom Young goes down there in that system, I think you're talking the best winger in the game. Because Flatley refuses to tackle, but if he's gonna, it's in Melbourne colours.
And I mean, I know you just mentioned Souths there. Did you see the Souths available versus the Souths injured?
They got
the Souths injured wins by 30.
It does. Look, they've had. But at what stage do they look at it and think the problem's us?
Yeah.
It can't be luck 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Had this discussion off camera, but Dom Young, he's going to be in demand because he's a big dude. He's fairly marketable. He's very quick. He can score a try. Yeah, I think he's had a few bad weeks compared to that season.
I think this point last year, you could probably say, you could see the writing was on the wall for Dom Young. I think when he got sent off against the Dogs.
Yeah, it didn't help.
But yeah, I mean, like Parramatta could use him.
He still scored like 20 tries last year, and I thought he was bad. So, yeah, I think he's a lot better than a lot of the wingers.
Back to Super League?
Yeah, he'd be marquee over there.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely he would. Now, this is a case of, we're just talking about Dom Young, but there were two guys worse than Dom Young on the weekend. Well, let's have a debate.
Okay.
Because I've been trying to get this across as to who I think was worse.
Okay, let's do this. I'm
Trent
going to turn it a little
Loiero
bit this way.
Trent Loiero or Stefano Utoikamanu? Who was worse?
Well, Loiero cost them the game.
Correct. This is what people don't understand.
What's the argument? Am I supposed to argue Stefano?
No, but people have been arguing with me. Stefano was worse. Right.
No.
I don't know. Like the penalty at the beginning of the game where Stefano got up and pushed Joe Tarpany in the face, I thought he was going to get binned.
Yeah.
I honestly thought he was going to get binned.
Yeah, they said it was a punch and then it wasn't. But.
It wasn't. It was a slap, but still, I thought he was going to get binned for that. There's no excuses for that.
Dumb.
The second one, Tom Starling has his legs. Stefano's 6'4", 120 kilos. What do you want him to do? He doesn't have balance.
That's fair.
He doesn't have a low centre of gravity. He's a big unit. I don't think he kicked out. He trod on Starling. That's Starling's fault.
You know what it looked like? You know those amusement park rides where they hold on for dear life? It looked like a child. Wee, Dad, higher. And look, I thought that penalty was a little bit harsh.
I thought that was a crap penalty. Right, I honestly looked. The minute that penalty was blown, and I was not surprised it was Gerard Sutton. The minute that penalty was blown, I was like, "That is an all-time stinker." Then you move over to Trent Loiero.
Oh, yep.
Now, he had 3 plays in this game that were just absolutely worse than dog shit. So the first one is he flat out elbows in the face and then says he didn't do it. But he did.
In possession.
And the worst part about that is Ryan Pappenhausen nailed that field goal.
Yeah. What'd you make of the retrospective? I liked it.
What do you mean?
The fact that they didn't just say, look, field goal's been kicked, nothing we can do about it.
No, because it happened. It happened in that play the ball.
Yeah.
And people said, I saw someone turn around and go, yeah, but it happened before the field goal. Yeah, so if someone knocks on at dummy half and then your winger scores,
that's
it's a no try, right?
I thought they got one exactly right.
They got that absolutely correct. He then didn't cover the gap that KO Weeks ran through.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah,
God, what a try though.
He was just, sick. Great try. KO Weeks is he's an all-time baller, right? But he just stopped, thinking that they're going out wide, someone's going to make a tackle. Bang, ran straight through. And then that penalty.
Yeah.
And I know he turned around and said, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? What do I want you to do? Not smack him in the face, Trent.
Exactly.
And Jerry Sutton couldn't wait to blow that penalty either. He saw it was him and he just went, whoa, you beauty.
Waiting to get you. You've been in my crew.
Have you got your challenge? Oh, you don't have your challenge either, do you?
Rats.
Oh, mate, Melbourne, I know people turned around and said Melbourne got Sutton. I think that was probably well, he got the 2 Loiero calls right.
Yeah, he did. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't think it was the greatest refereeing performance, but in terms of last week, much improved. So there's a positive.
Yes.
Trent Loiero, though, my hammy, I need... I just would have run. I just would have been like, sorry, Craig, I'm not coming in. I can't believe he didn't get suspended for his 16 things, though.
I can't believe he didn't get bashed.
Yeah, well, Melbourne fans were yelling for him to get suspended.
Did you see the photo at the end of the game where KO Weeks was over greeting the fans and there was the girl that said, I love Trent Loiero?
Yeah, and she's like this.
Yeah, she was just like absolutely mortified. If you, like, to that lady who had the Trent Loiero sign, if you're watching this, get in touch. We'll send you some Melbourne Store merchandise.
Yeah, you are
here.
the best.
Like, you are honestly, because that sucks.
Excellent shit, Hal.
But yeah, get in touch with us. We've got a whole heap of Melbourne Store merchandise.
Can't give it away, literally.
Yeah, you can't give Melbourne away. We will send it to you. Promise. A promise is a promise. Loiero, way worse than Stefano.
Agreed.
Some ridiculous origin shouts.
Oh, mate. Okay, so I'll take this one.
Please. The first one that I heard is a ridiculous one. Jacob Kiraz for the wing.
No, I don't hate that.
No, neither do I. I just wanted to... Last year I was riling people up.
You trying to stir me up. Look, a couple of weeks ago I wrote an article on who was going to replace Zach Lomax because it looks like he's going to miss Origin selection. If he's available and he's got a week, he's an automatic. And I said I think it would be Tommy Turbo because if Turbo's available, you have to pick him. I've since changed. I think you have to go with Kiraz because Turbo's going to get tackled in the 7th minute and he's going to go off injured. We've seen it. These last 3 games, or whatever it is, someone fact check me, he has failed to finish the game. They can't carry, say, Connor Watson on the bench, put him on the wing. We saw what Nico Hines did, blah, blah, blah. I think Kiraz will play is where I'm going with that. Plus, he and Stephen Crichton, beautiful.
Chef's kiss.
The calls I saw were, I don't know what Terrell May's done. Now, if it was any other May, I could say, yeah. I think it was Brandy Alexander came out and said, look, I believe that Daniel Saifiti's the shout over Terrell May. And I was like, you're an idiot. Aaron Woods has come out and said, no, Jake Trbojevic has got to play 13. Isaiah Yeo can go to the bench. You're an idiot. I've seen someone come out, I didn't even look, I don't care, said that Josh King, who, don't get me wrong, is a very good player, has to be picked because he offers more impact, blah, 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 than Terrell May.
They picked the wrong King.
So look, Max King's fine too. But if anybody other than Terrell May is starting beside Payne Haas for Origin, I want everyone sacked. Like, if you're watching this, I want you sacked because that's how bad it is. And I mean anyone, any job. Going to Macca's tomorrow, sacked. Terrell May needs to be picked. Sacked. Oh. Me sacked. Okay. Terrell May.
The worst one that I've seen is that Spencer Linu is going to get a spot on the bench.
Yeah, but that's come from Laurie Daly. Yeah. I don't get it. And you know what everyone said when I made that comment? They're like, oh, he was good last year.
Cool.
That was a long time ago. And they're like, yo, he's been pretty good in the last 3 weeks. Oh, he's been pretty good in the last 3 weeks. Well, let's throw him a party. Let's knight the bloke and give him an Origin spot. Ridiculous. Terrell May's been bashing everyone, Adam Fanua-Blake included. He has to be there.
The worst one I saw is someone on...
Idiots.
What's that website with all the rugby league writing on it? What's that website?
League Unlimited?
Zero somethings.
Go on.
Someone wrote that Liam Martin should be in over Humali Oluwakawatu and backed it up saying Humali has no impact.
I 100% stand by.
Oh, you are stupid.
Oluwakawatu has been custard in defence the past 4 weeks. Now, I
have Liam Martin in my draft team, and if anyone has been custard, it's him.
Yeah, he's not it.
He is a pudding.
Mate, I said last year he shouldn't be picked, and he was like man of the match in the second game.
No.
He is going to be picked on the bench as a middle because anyone who doesn't...
he's going to start.
Look, Hudson Young and Angus Crichton should start. Now, I know they're both left-sided players. If they don't pick Hudson Young, so help me God. He's a former player of the competition. I don't care what the Daily M's say.
Whoa.
Laurie Daly, I hate you.
Now, some breaking news here, Dan. Jacob Preston has been found guilty and suspended for four weeks.
I believe.
4 or 5 weeks.
We're not paying that much attention because we don't care because, of course, he's been found guilty.
Now, let's talk about this. What people need to understand is that he hasn't been suspended for 4 weeks for the crusher tackle. He's been suspended for 4 weeks for 2 prior incidents and a crusher tackle. Now, in terms of a crusher tackle, it was a bit shit. It was a bit shit, but he left his feet. Now,
that's the problem.
Tino had to hit up 3 tackles later. So what? Not every head high results in HIA, but it does result in a penalty and someone going on report. The fact that Tino was able to get up and run and take a hit up says that he's really lucky.
Yeah.
Because Preston is a big lad.
Yep.
Left his feet and put pressure on the neck.
Yep.
You can't deny any of that. Jumped, feet off the ground, pressure on the back of the neck. Textbook crusher tackle.
Yeah, it was a crusher.
Now, in the grand scheme of things, he's probably looking at a $3,000 fine or a 1 week suspension.
Yeah, agreed.
And if he's a tight ass like Ryan Madison, probably going to take the 1 week suspension, right? But what you need to have a look at is he's been suspended for the... now, and people are going, oh yeah, but the first one was, he tackled someone off the ball. It wasn't even a penalty. Didn't have to be a penalty at the time. It was still a penalty. And he tackled someone off the ball. You just said that. Tackled someone off the ball. Then there was another one that was shoulder contact to the head. Well, did he make the shoulder contact to the head then? Did he make it?
Well, it looks like he did.
Looks like he did. Yeah. And now he's got the crusher tackle.
It's an accumulation.
Yeah.
We have a bit of a problem with this system. So you can get 35 fines and then, it's an 8 week suspension. Why didn't you suspend him in the thing and wipe it clean? Because if you copped a week for either of those, it sort of resets. Not really, but it sort of resets. And you carry over point and blah, blah. It's a ridiculous system. Yeah. But he's been suspended because of 35 prior acts, not because of that. Now, in a vacuum, that tackle doesn't deserve more than, as you said, a week.
Yeah, now this, and then I've seen people turn and go, oh, no other legal system in the world does this. Literally every legal system in the world, right? If like the police have overwhelming evidence against you, they will turn around to you and they'll be like, yo, listen, you ain't getting out of this one. Plead guilty, 5 years. Plead not guilty and lose, 8 years.
Yeah, we're going to smash you.
They do, it's the same thing, right?
Of course it is.
And, your last crime that you might be because you stole a chocolate bar, but the old lady that you pushed in front of the car 2 months before is what, this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
It just adds up. And the Bulldogs coming out and saying, the NRL's against us.
Brother, you're 8-1.
Terry.
Talk to me, Dan.
Time to talk some black, white and blue.
And this week, Dan, we have a sponsor.
Our great mates
at Winnett Civil Grading. And Dan, we are simply...
in it.
To win it.
To win it. I think that went very well.
I think that went well.
Yeah.
Look, thank you for Winnett Civil Grading for jumping on. It'll be the In It to Win It section every week where the Sharks are in it. Or they win it.
Yeah. And this week, they did win it.
We won it.
Oh, my word. I wanted to say that for a long time.
Now, I had a really indifferent experience in Vanuatu because we had we beat the Knights, lost to the Tigs by 2. Magic round. We got to win in Magic round.
2 years in a row.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, there you go. Keep leaving.
Yeah. I won't come back.
Just go away.
I won't come back next time. Yeah, look, a performance that I've seen a lot of people be real critical about it, right?
No.
I actually think the scoreline flattered Parramatta.
Big time.
If Jesse Colquhoun doesn't get suspended, they don't score those 2 tries. He was mopping that shit up in the middle.
Yes, he was. Now, just on Colquhoun, because I've made it here, I thought he was fantastic.
Yep.
Until he clotheslined that bloke off the ball for no reason at all. That was dumb. That was a rookie error by a bloke trying to make a point. And, yeah, look, it cost us 2 tries. But the problem was, for 6.5 minutes, we defended like monsters, and then we couldn't tackle them.
Well, this is the issue again. It's offloads, right?
Yeah.
Because we're up 22-6. They have Junior Paulo's offloading game killed us.
Great.
He has a hit up in the 10 metres out, and that edge of Nakora. Go back and watch it. Nakora, Rami, and Stone Street, and Trindle. And Hines. They think that tackle is done and dusted, right? So they all turn their back and run back to the defensive line, and the offload comes, and by the time they've turned around, it's too late. Yep. They've created the overlap. And then the second, just an offload again. Yeah.
Look, they got us.
Yeah.
They got us up the middle. They took advantage. During the first half, though, I didn't feel like we were going to concede. No. They had 5 or 6 sets on our line, and when we smashed them, so they went right. I think Iongi went right, and Loiero went, see ya, and put him into row 3.
Yeah, and any time they threw the ball to Will Penasini, Loiero... just nailed him.
He smashed him. Now, Will Penasini last year walked through Eero in one of the... And, all I heard was that this guy was a bum and that he was hopeless and Penasini owned him. Rookie nerves. He's come back this year, after that game, and won every single centre battle. Yeah. He was humongous on return. It was a try. It was a try. He got it down.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Bunky confirmed it.
Absolutely. So that was great. I thought he was tremendous.
Yeah, I thought he was really good.
Colquhoun was tremendous.
Yep.
I thought the other one that I bagged last week, and I don't regret it at all, was Cam McInnes. I thought this week, his leadership, his game, the try he scored, which was an obvious try, idiots. I thought he was tremendous. I just want to give him a shout out.
They turned into Oregon Kafusi was a shepherd. Oregon Kafusi was behind him, and your player tackled him.
Yeah.
If he didn't score, that's a penalty.
Yeah, that was dumb. But Cam McInnes, a couple times, played exceptionally well, and the second time, after the second try they scored, he got them all in.
Yeah.
And you could see him yelling, and it's like he listened to our podcast last week, because he obviously did. And said, "Oi, Dan and Terry said that I've got to do this, so just do it."
And he also said, "You guys are shit."
Yeah, make your tackles.
Yeah.
And they did. And it was glorious. Huge raps to Cam McInnes.
Yes. And that's the kind of leadership that we need. Now, you and I we had the obvious man in the match, Nico Hines, right? He stood up on the night, 3 try assists. His running game was awesome. His kicking game was better-ish. Now, Braden Trindle, man, like that hooking 40-20.
Oh, as a ripper.
But I didn't give him any points because I thought he fell out of the game.
Yeah, he was quiet.
Will Kennedy as the 2 points. He is the best player in the competition at the moment. You can't change my mind.
Fair enough.
And one point, I wanted to give it to Billy Burns. Yep. I really did.
Burns is good.
Burns has been he's been awesome, right? And to a point where Broncos fans have turned around and said, "Oh, we haven't replaced Capewell. We should go and get Billy Burns." Yeah, you should.
Yeah, well,
you probably should go and get Billy Burns because he's better than Jake Kachowski.
Yeah,
yeah,
probably Ricky too. Yeah,
it's like I'm better than Jake Kachowski, and I'm supposed to be in a knee brace.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, Billy Burns?
No, Billy Burns is great. I won't hear anyone who ever bagged that guy.
I thought Adam Fanua-Blake was awesome, and I had a friendly debate on Twitter during the week that they're saying Haas and May are the 2 standout props of the competition. Whilst I agree, you can't discount Adam Fanua-Blake, and they're like, well, he's not making the impact. Like his runs aren't impactful. Is that why he's got 100 more post-contact meters?
Yeah, get out. That's dumb.
And then on the weekend again, everyone was like, "Oh, Terrell May was massive." Adam Fanua-Blake played 33 less minutes, made 20 less meters, and had 70 post-contact meters to Terrell May's 40.
Yeah, Fanua-Blake's brilliant. Someone said, "I can't wait till he reaches his potential."
What potential?
Well, God, if he's got more to go, I'm excited. If he's got
more to go, yeah. But I ended up with the 1 point for Cam McInnes as well. Because I thought we really needed that captain's
I gave it to Cam too. I think he led from the front, and what I love was that he grabbed them all in a huddle, and you could see him being like, "Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we letting this go? This game was ours. Yes, Colquhoun made an error, but you've got to stand up for your rookie. Okay, you're going to cop tries to Josh Adokar." I saw someone say, "Oh, Stone Street came in off his wing." It's because they were a man down. Yeah. He had to cover the centre. You can't say, "Oh, well, I'm on my wing and you just deal."
I'll tell you what, though. He made the great decision of looking like he was coming in. The centre passed the ball to Adokar and he threw him over the sideline.
Yeah, he ran him down.
Yeah.
And you got people saying, "Oh," what I saw though, and this had to be an error, was Billy Burns on the try Nico gave to Iro. Burns ran the perfect
decoy,
and the ball whizzed past his nose.
Yeah. And
someone yelled, "Oh, where was the effort from Billy Burns?" What do you want? Him to headbutt the ball and just ruin it? I don't get what fans want.
I don't get what they want either. I want more Billy Burns.
Yeah.
Now, what we are looking... we joke around with our player of the year.
Yep.
Billy Burns, real name William, obviously. And we've got William Kennedy leading.
Yeah.
We're going to have the big willies again.
We could.
We've got the big willies.
Well, it's going very well. The tricky tees could become the big willies.
Yeah. Look, I thought we were going to get the Fanua Bees.
Yeah. The Britain Nicks.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good.
The Great Britons.
That's even better.
Yeah.
The Nico Hineses.
Yeah. The Nico.
The Nico Hineses.
Yeah.
They were pretty good this week.
The Stone Streets? No.
Hey, he's been good
It's
too.
the big willies.
Someone's like, "When's Qatar?" Who cares when Qatar?
Yeah, who cares?
Are you serious? It's done. But moving forward, we've got a very difficult game this week against an old enemy, Manly. Deserved outsiders, I think, because they're off the bye, which is unfair again. We do get a non-short turnaround this time, which is good. Fifita Talakai, unfortunately, now, a couple of weeks in a row, he's done the first hit up, killed a bloke, dropped the ball. Stop doing that.
Yeah, and then he went and killed himself.
Yeah, then he's come back and he's E-Honda headbutted a bloke's hip. That sucked, because that was a try saver, because he was going to score. I think it was Yongi again, if he didn't. But Sif...
Mate, that was a great ankle tap from Trindle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
because he's under the post.
Just quietly, what about that Stone Street ankle tap where he tried to Ric Flair chop him and missed and the bloke scored? Make the tackle, Samuel, please.
Just do it.
It's hard enough living on Twitter. But anyways, Talakai is obviously out for a week. Jess Colquhoun's held his spot because, of course, he did. He's fantastic. That's his spot for 10 years. They brought Dan Atkinson back in. Now, I would have thought, looking at Manly, their middles, not so good. This is the game that you say, ho heppa. Well, in terms of Dan Atkinson, Does he add something that I'm not seeing? Or are we just at a point now where it's like, well, Atkinson's the next guy out?
I have seen a thought on this that Hohepapuru is on the base salary, and so any early games goes into our salary cap.
Gotcha.
So maybe we're a bit tight.
Play Tukes?
No.
I don't even want to say that. I think I'd prefer. I think I prefer.
I'd rather go and get my Weenie Harodi and sit him on the bench. I know he's got a dead leg.
Yeah.
His leg's worse than mine. I'd rather go and get Harodi. Add more.
Get out there, Moini.
Yeah.
You bum.
Dan.
Talk to me, Terry.
It's time for some tips.
Your beauty. Your tips have been going all right.
I haven't looked.
You got to thank Solzy and Benny, who've done pretty well for you.
I will never thank Benny for anything.
Well, fair enough. I tried to bribe them to tip badly, but they wouldn't listen. But let's get into this non-magic round of football.
Mm-hmm. Now, I am going to let you tip first, and I don't care because I'm probably just going to pick who I want to win that game.
Fair enough.
We're starting on Thursday night. Two teams I cannot get a read of here at all. Parramatta are hosting the Finns.
Yep.
Now, Parramatta had a good win against the Tigers, had the bye, should have been well rested, came in and put in a lacklustre effort against the Sharks. The Dolphins gave up a huge lead against the Raiders. The Raiders who you wanted to leave out at the top 8 and I didn't, and you did. Now the second. And obviously, you know, the game against, who did they play on the weekend, lost to? The Dogs.
Yeah.
Was it? No, the Roosters.
No,
The Roosters. Whatever, whoever it was. I hate the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I can never tip them.
Yeah, I know.
Who are you going?
Para.
Dolphins.
That's what you get for a holiday, mate.
Yeah.
Can I take this one just quietly?
This is the
In
most
the mother of all Friday evening
This is the most 6 o'clock game of all time.
I've got nothing on, but I'm going to find something, and that for me is rare.
I am going out for a work dinner, and I am thankful that I will not have to sit through the Knights vs Titans.
Jaden Campbell's back though. He and Fletcher Sharp should just say, the rest of you, sit down,
Yeah.
we got this.
One-on-one game here.
Should be fun.
Yeah, look, the Knights were good against the Yamina Bunnies.
Yeah, that was a very unfair read.
The Titans are awful.
Yeah,
They stink.
They're way worse than I thought they would be.
They're not as bad. They're better than I thought they would be.
They're missing half their spine.
They
Some of it's back this week. I still don't think they'll beat Newcastle, and that is very hard to say because Newcastle also suck.
And the worst part about this is that Newcastle get the Minor Bunnies and then they get, I don't know.
The Gold Coast Titans.
Yeah, the Gold
You can't
Coast
bag them any more than that.
And that's going to propel Newcastle up the ladder, and that's a false position.
Yeah, it is. But I think Newcastle win at home.
I think Newcastle win at home as well. Friday night, South Sydney, Broncos, Wayne Bennett derby.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say anything rude, but I think Brisbane go on them. I don't care that the Trolls back, eh? No. Humphries is a bigger in.
Is he back?
Yeah, he's back. He's been named.
Oh, I like him. He's going to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he very well could be. But just
it doesn't matter. The Broncos are going to...
Latrell is just going to come in and he's going to make 2 good hit-ups and then whatever.
Selwyn Cobbo had a huge run last week. Everyone was like, oh, he looks like Latrell. No, he doesn't.
He's better than Latrell.
Yeah, well, yeah. Broncos.
Watch Latrell come out and win man of the match now. And God bless him.
Now, why this game is at 3 o'clock and hasn't been emergency moved to the 7 o'clock.
Need to flex this.
3 o'clock, top of the table.
1 versus 2, I believe.
Down in Canberra, Raiders against the Dogs.
Yes.
The Raiders are awesome.
The Raiders are good. The Dogs are good.
Jamal Fogarty is awesome. Hudson Young is awesome.
I'm so excited for this game.
I am like, I'm bang up for this game.
This is the Can Derby.
Yeah.
Someone funnier than me do something with that, but this is going to be a lot of fun.
This is the Can.
Well, there you go. Canberra at home.
Yeah.
I almost said Canberra. That would have been bad.
Horsburgh home.
Canberra at home.
Can they win? Or can Canterbury win?
Yeah. Raiders at home if this was the Dogs.
Yeah, I'll go the Dogs then.
You can't go wrong.
I wanted to pick the Raiders.
This is...
I really wanted to pick the Raiders, but we need to go different.
We can pick the next game.
Why? Dragons versus Warriors. Warriors are good, Dragons are turd.
Can I
Warriors.
make a statement?
Go.
If Luke Metcalf is not your favourite player, other than from your team, you're doing rugby league wrong.
Yeah, really good story, really good kid. I think he is my Smokey to win the Dally M because every time the Warriors win, he just does something awesome.
He's tremendous. And I'll tell you what, Sam Healy, thank you. He was so good. He almost had the play of the millennium.
I know. Oh, that you know.
That was so close.
Game of inches.
I love him.
If he's playing for Newtown, they probably award that.
They probably do. Now, there's a theory that you got to hate players that leave your club. I can't hate those two.
No, I can't hate Metcalf.
Kate, well, sure, but those two, no.
I can't hate Kate Well.
No, me neither. I just needed to put the boot.
Yeah,
in.
that Warriors team is fun because you have a look at it and you go, meh.
Yeah. But they're fun.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be fun. They're going to run up a score against little brother.
Oh, now you've done that, the Dragons are going to win.
Don't keep. No, they're not.
I'm not picking the Dragons.
No, me neither.
Good. This is going to be a fun game. Cowboys are hosting the Panthers. 7:35 now. Cowboys, they've got to stop giving up big leads.
Yes, they do.
Because I know they came back and put 50 on the Titans, but let's just face it, me, you, producer Dids and 10 blokes at the pub, after they've had a belly full of piss, would go and put 50 on the Titans.
They would.
They gave up a huge lead against the Warriors only to... And, they had all that momentum, and the minute Metcalf took him out, they were like, well, we don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
Go back there!
Yeah, exactly. They were close, but not close enough.
They were close.
This is going to be fun. They're at home.
Yeah. The Panthers, look... I didn't expect them to flog the Broncos. I did, in my work tips, I did pick them to win.
Nice.
Because I don't... you have a look at that team, they just can't stay down forever.
Yeah, it's true.
But... Magic Round, home training, up to Townsville. Cowboys haven't really had all the travel in the legs. My head says the Cows, my heart says the Panthers. I'm going with my heart.
Fair enough. I think Penrith will win this game too because they have to win this game because the next 6 weeks will be very difficult with Oregon.
Yeah. Now, we've got some fun games on this Sunday afternoon on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
This ain't going to be fun for the Tigers, mate. We all know the record. Melbourne coming off losses. They win by 28 points or more.
2 o'clock, the Storm get the Tigers. Now, this is a Tigers team that will not lose by 28 points.
Yeah, they'll lose by 38.
My words. They will not even lose by 20. They probably, if they're going to lose, is going to be by 10.
Fair enough. I just think that...
Terrell May is going to destroy Stefano if Craig Bellamy hasn't done it.
Craig Bellamy's going to say, boys, do not let me down. And they're going to go out there and they are not going to let him down. Pappenhausen, Farlongo, Hughes, Munster. Harry Grant might be back. I haven't checked the team sheets.
It wasn't named.
Oh, that sucks. Well, Harry Grant won't be back. Whoever's playing will be great. Wishart, he should be doing more.
Yeah.
I think they flog the Titans. Nothing against Titans.
Tigers.
We'll screw the Titans. Nothing against the Tigers. I just feel as though this is the bad spot, and I'm glad. Look, I hope they don't win because can you imagine them off 2 losses against Cronulla?
Yeah,
Lucky we're not going to have to worry about it.
Yeah, I think they're going to win, but I don't think they're going to flog the Tigers. The Tigers are staunch defensively. And 4 o'clock to ruin our Mother's Day, the Manly Warringah Seagulls are taking on the Cronulla Sharks.
Battle of the Beaches. So they say. You've been to Manly Beach. It sucks.
Yeah, it's not the best.
No, it sucks.
Yeah. Look, everything's pointing to should be a Cronulla win, but they've got Tom Turbo.
Yeah,
he is awesome.
And they're off a long break too, which should be to their advantage.
Yeah.
Cronulla have been up and down the last few weeks.
Now, the only saving grace from this is they love attacking their right edge, which is our left edge, which is Billy Burns,
Kale,
Ero, and Trindle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they can just do a job on Tom, kick to him early, smash him.
Yeah. Look, just
put your knees on his knees.
Just beat him. It's not that hard.
Now, when we played them over in Perth, again, the score flattered them.
Yeah, big time.
We gifted them 2 tries. Should have been 24-6 and, happy days. I think we'll beat them.
I'll tip Manly because last week I tipped against us and we won, and that's what I'm going to do.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws. We love it.
Thanks to our mates.
We're in it to win it.